Zoom, I guess.
You can't pause it, you have your recording pause.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, whenever you get ready, Kathy, we'll be ready for the roll call.
On the record.
Right, I'm trying to hear if we have the,
It's your computer volume.
Yeah, computer is,
There.
it's off.
So it would be on for the.
But it is recorded,
Yeah.
right?
you can barely hear them.
But it says off.
Yeah.
All right,
Click on the left where it says audio next to the video on Zoom and just click the up arrow and see what's it playing audio to select speaker. Make sure you've got it selected on your computer because your computer's off, but it's playing audio through the
come
app.
on in.
Tell me to do what?
Select a speaker, right up there.
It's,
The next one up.
yeah,
Yep, this one.
that won't be the how then.
You said that's not the microphone, that's just your speaker.
Well, it's just us up there.
Yeah, it's not really to help you.
Oh, okay.
You're here, so.
You'll see the same thing here as you will right there.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, then I'll go back over.
Yeah, check it out.
What?
It's, you know,
Just, can you just turn the volume down
On your computer,
laptop?
on your laptop, that way you don't hear it.
It's off.
But what about the microphone? Yeah, we turn the microphone on the computer down on the bottom right hand corner, maybe? So, yeah, turn that guy off. No, not that guy.
I know we've done this before, but I can't
And
remember.
whatever we did.
I would just turn it down.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I turn it down on the computer? Cause this says it's off.
There should be a volume up down button there.
That is.
That's the
volume's off.
speaker, that's the speaker, but not that.
Tell me where.
You can-
I don't, but I'm still.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's better. Now you can't hear it. See,
Okay,
we're going. Woo.
ask the other person in the room.
All right, we're ready to do roll call when you're ready. Yeah.
Sorry,
It's gotta text you every time.
Councilmember Conlon,
Present. Oh, no, you can still hear it, yeah.
Councilmember Happy.
Here.
Councilmember Seeger,
Here.
Councilmember Pruitt,
Here.
Councilmember Price.
Here.
Councilmember Cramlett
Here.
and Mayor Wood.
Here. All right, additions or amendments to the agenda? Adoption of the consent agenda.
I move to approve the action minutes of April 27, 2026, and the ratification of the bills in the amount of $402,903.27.
Second.
All right, I got a motion by Price and second by Happy for adoption of the consent agenda, the approval of action minutes for April 27, 2026. And ratification of the bills in the amount of $402,903.27. Tiffany?
Just so we know, there is I already turned it in, but there is a check. Discrepancy, but it's all there, but it's just not numbered correctly, so I assume it's gonna be taken care of.
Yeah, that's what
Because it says the check 17144 says it's for $486.92 for the US Post Office. However, in the blank voucher, it says that it's for $430.02 for Aflac. But the 17147 check is missing from the list, the check register, so I Yeah, there you go, okay.
Okay, that's good. And then, she's unsure how it happened.
Yeah.
But she will get hold of Cassell and get it all fixed, and she said, thank you for fixing it, or catching it, and she'll get it fixed.
You know me.
Any other discussion? All right, no more discussion. I have a motion on the floor by Price, second by Happy. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. All right. The adoption of the consent agenda with the approval of the action minutes of April 27, 2026, and a ratification of the bills in the amount of $402,903.27 has passed unanimously. And moving on, appearances of interested citizens to share on a variety of perspectives of issues facing our community. Did you want to, were you coming to share something, or were you just coming to listen?
Forest Lane.
If you would come forward, usually we have you fill out a slip, but we'll get you to fill that out, and then, but if you wanna come sit here and say your name and all that, and we'll get you. And then she's gonna set a timer, you get 5 minutes, and we're not allowed to respond to you, but we will listen to you and then, follow up.
Okay, my name is Molly Davis. I live at 826 on Forest Lane across from KOA. I'm here because I'm really concerned about the speeding, the issues with the trucks, the large trucks coming through. Some of them do belong here, but I don't understand why they're not using the frontage road. I hear it's because of the yield sign, but I was a driver for 30 years. There's no reason why they can't make that as long as they're doing speed limit. But yeah, I'm just very concerned about us that live on Forest Lane and issues that are increasingly getting worse as days go by. So I'm just hoping that maybe we could get a sheet or something where I can go up and down the Forest Lane and get signatures, because I know there's a lot of people on Forest Lane that are concerned about the traffic. And so that's what I'm here about. So.
Thank you, Molly.
Mhm.
Thank you. And your last name was?
Davis.
Davis. Thank you. Thank you for coming. You're welcome to stay and
Yeah, is it
enjoy the
okay
whole
if I
meeting.
stay?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you for coming. All right, special reports,
Done.
public hearings. Reports and presentation, department reports,
Nope.
committee reports,
No.
your report.
Yes, sorry, it's so long.
Okay,
Due to publication requirements and the difficulty with accurate financial records, we need to adjust the dates for the budget committee meetings. The dates have changed due to conflicting schedules. May 6th, we had our budget training, that's good. Budget meetings will be May 27th and June 3rd. And that will allow us to adopt the budget, and publish it on June 4th. And have the budget hearing and the adoption on June 22nd, fulfilling state law. Any questions on that? Sir,
so Bernard, sorry.
Yeah, so we're gonna get the budget books,
hopefully next week.
okay, and last time it was confusing on like, well, we're gonna try maybe do it all one night, and then. I think most of us go, okay, well then we should review every section and have our questions and do all that review. It's quite a project. Part of me would like to kind of predetermine, let's break this up into two pieces, or maybe, yeah, ideally it would be three, but two pieces. So we say, May 27th, we're gonna take on this amount, and then, the next one take on these sections. And then we're just kind
That's a
of
good.
easing our way into it. That would be my request.
Yeah.
Last year, we didn't have that guidance and, it made it a little more challenging.
Yes.
Well, as long as you understand that June 3rd, you're here till it passes, because we have to make the publication deadline. So, just, we'll, pizza, I don't know, we'll do it.
Tiffany,
I don't anticipate that there's gonna be as much problem as we had last year. Or the last couple of years. I think the budget's gonna be in order and I think it's gonna be pretty self-explanatory, if I have, any experience from it in the past. When the same group was in charge of our budget, so I don't really anticipate much.
We will do the best we can, understanding that. Every day we're finding different things to repair. And we may have to make some changes at the budget committee meeting, but again, you will have the best information that we have at the time. Thank you.
Bernard, did you have another?
Yes, and so just to review, we're gonna get these budgets on the binders, what day?
Next week sometime.
Next week, that's our goal. We hopefully get it to you by Thursday on next week.
Okay, like the 21st.
Yes, it is. And that gives you 4 or 5 days.
That's a nice goal, thank you.
To it.
And if the budget training that they did, because we have a lot of new people on the committee, it was suggested that they go through it, and if they have questions, they can reach out to Tiffany or reach out to staff or whatever to get questions answered to kind of help expedite the process. Did you have a question, Sherelle? No?
And if anybody needs it picked up, I can pick it up.
All right.
Item 2, Blue Mountain Networks franchise fee. We discovered that Blue Mountain Network has paid a 7% franchise fee for TV and voice over internet protocol. The revenues have declined, and so we called and asked them why their revenues have declined, and this is because they don't offer TV anymore, they offer broadband. And I questioned why they were offering broadband but not franchise fee, and they said, well, you didn't ask. And I said, isn't that a violation of the Telecommunications Act of 1996, which is what was happening 3 years ago when I left this position? And she says, oh, no, that's been overturned. So I asked Ruben, our city attorney, and he goes, what? And so he did a little research and he found that the other cities that he's the municipal attorney for are collecting 7% on broadband. And if we go to our franchise fee that we have with them starting in 20, I say that 20, I don't remember when we did it. It's almost 15 years ago, 2013. It is defined as all gross revenues.
Right.
And so under the direction of the city attorney, I sent them a letter asking them to begin that with our July 1st billings so that they can reimburse us for the use of the right of way. They are not able to provide me with they have not yet provided an estimated revenue that's gonna be, so we're not gonna count that revenue in our budget until we actually see it. But that is starting for the 26-27 fiscal year. The franchise fee needs to be renewed in 2028. And I've put a note in the file for the next city administrator to make sure that they don't miss that renewal date.
Bernard,
Okay, so am I understanding that you're asking for the arrears, going back to,
No, just ask them to start now,
why don't we ask for the arrears?
because they didn't collect it.
That's not our problem.
But they also didn't have the direction to collect it. I mean, I suppose we could, but let's see if they respond first.
Okay.
Sorry, yes, ma'am.
Is there any way to find out if the city reached out to them previously? Because I know this issue's been brought up several times, and if we have record of us reaching out to them on multiple occasions, as we were told.
I couldn't find anything in writing that way.
Okay.
Pete, if I could ask you, this came up before about franchise fee, and I can't remember all the details of it, but you had brought it up, and it actually, it showed up on the bill.
That's what I was just looking at I'm picking up my phone because I wanna look at my last bill, because I know we did get billed from them about this.
And then we had it taken off or whatever, because it shouldn't have been happening. Does anybody recall what that, because I don't remember the details of that, but it was last year.
Well, yeah, but the discussion I remember is that we weren't getting anything from
Right.
Blue Mountain. But there was never any discussion about the broadband, about the broadband service. It was always just about the,
Why was the franchise fee so low?
yeah.
And that.
And then being behind, but there,
That was the question I asked them, why is it so low? It's just because we don't do television anymore, it's only over voice over internet, which not very many people use, so their franchise fee is very low. And that's what we talked about, gross revenues. And said that we can charge them on broadband, others, I said, what does it take to charge this? And she's just, tell me. So I sent her a letter to tell her.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't see it on my most recent bill. I know we talked about it.
well, they took it off, I remember it showing up on the bill. I believe it was you that brought it up in council meeting, and then they wound up taking it off, and I wanna think that they even had the credit back. But I don't know.
Context was around that, yeah.
I'll have to research it, but yeah,
But all I can tell you is that they're supposed to pay 7% on their gross revenues for anything inside the city limits, and they are not. So that's where we're at with that. Thank you. Ted Dodge from Northwest Trail Alliance approached the city about the 26 acres that is just south of the way station. That the city was donated 4 or 5 years ago. Mayor Cramlett thought maybe it would make a good park at the time. The Northwest Trail Alliance would like to make a 1.5 mountain bike trail down the side of the hill and up the side to connect to the Forest Service, the trail that would be on the Forest Service property. And so he's working with the Forest Service to seeing if that's what they're doing, and when they have that kind of agreement, then they'll come back and we'll talk about what kind of liability we're gonna have and those kinds of things. We'll make a contract with them, so it allows him to build the trail, use the trail on property that we're not gonna be developing anytime soon.
what's the new figure?
Back to school membership. Okay. And then last time, Councilmember Pruitt asked about the perfluorooctanoate acid and perfluorooctane sulfonic acid contamination. Removal from our drinking water. We don't know that we have that in our drinking water. The state has not yet told us how to monitor that. And so we'll be working with the state to begin the monitoring and finding out what we have to do then to remove it if there's any contaminants. Number 5, Cascade Renewable Transmission Project. This, I don't know who's doing this, but they want to build a transmission line between the Dalles and Portland and put it in the river. There's lots of obstacles to go with this, but we need to keep our eye on this. Hood River County is kind of leading the charge because it could impact their planning for the Hood River County planning and zoning. Although the river is not part of the planning and zoning of Hood River County, it's outside that entry. I want you to keep watch on that, because if there's a transmission line going by the city and we don't have an off ramp onto our substation to give us a second channel to get power, if the BPA line up the hill goes out, and we're out of power, and there's power
Sitting there, river.
So I'm bringing it to your attention so that you can keep track of that in the future and make sure that we get access to the power on that line. The prepared food and beverage tax update. I had a conversation with Bobby Price, who's the Yachat city manager, about their food and beverage tax. Their tax is dedicated to repay payment of a public utility project loan. They generate about $550,000 a year, which they will pay off their loan in half the time. She said the community is really happy. Paying their bills, the tourists are still coming, there's no impact to the tourist economy. Also let you know, the ballot title must be published before August 14th. That means that the latest you should pass the resolution for the prepared food and beverage tax is July 27th, city council meeting. That would give you time to put public notices out, notices published. You also give you time for listening sessions with the public. So that's the hard deadline, is the July 27th council meeting to pass the resolution.
You got a question?
Yeah, so they're generating 550,000 annually.
Yes.
I didn't realize your tourism fund was twice ours. I mean, did you know that? That surprised you, that
It
number?
did surprise me a little, but they're not that much bigger than we are, and they don't have that many more restaurants than we do. So,
So again, our estimates might be conservative.
estimates, I think, are definitely conservative, but again, I'm not gonna count them until it's next
I
year.
agree, but just,
But that
Just check.
gives you a little potential, but
Yeah.
what's really was interesting was they're thrilled to be able to pay off their loan.
sure,
Um,
Do they have a higher higher rate? Is it
5%.
No, it's 5%.
5%.
Any city in the state has a preferred food and beverage taxes at 5%. So, but I just wanted to give you an update. That's the hard deadline. You can have your listening session, which would be good to have between now and the end of July. We are advertising for a temporary seasonal employee since we do not have a council meeting. The rest of this month until June. And we haven't found an applicant yet. But if we do find an applicant, in that time frame, I would ask for permission to allow me to hire the temporary. It's only up to 599 hours. That's limited by the statutes for temporary summer employees. But would you be willing to let me make the hiring decision so we can keep somebody,
yes.
get involved? Gotta get, as I
You
said,
got
lots
that.
of that.
We got all that, not yes.
Thank you. Number 8, our online utility payment system, Express Bill Pay's parent company, Express Solutions, is no longer going to be supporting Express Bill Pay, which means we have to change. We have experienced some issues with bill pay receipts not being credited to the appropriate account, does not interface well with our Cascade software. It doesn't interface well with US Bank. But Cascade offers online banking or check reimbursement, just like Express Bill Pay. We're currently exploring that option. It would solve our integration problem with Cascade. It would probably help our integration problem with US Bank. It would make our statements accurate, a little more accurate, a little more timely. Yes, ma'am.
I know there's been a lot of financial discussions recently, and I think at one point it was brought up that maybe, cause we were looking at something other than Cascade, and I'm sure things have changed since that discussion. But with that, are we relatively confident that we will continue to use Cascade?
Cascade is excellent software. We've used it for years. If you're trained on it, you can use it and it does everything that we need it to do. If you don't get trained on it and you try and use it, it's a bad tool. We gotta be trained.
Absolutely, I just wanted to make sure that, if we're looking at updating our payment system, that we're going to be integrating into something that we'll be using for a while, so that we're not jerking people around, that is all.
That's a great point. Springbrook is probably a step down. I've used them in previous cities I've been at. It's OpenGov, I can't remember, is really expensive. And Cascade, they respond to our calls, they get back to us, whenever they've done really well, and Marianne has a great relationship, so.
Yeah, and Mary Ann said that she was actually talking to them to find out what other cities is using it for that, cause she would like to see it happening.
Yeah.
So she's gonna be doing the footwork on being able to see that happening, to see if it's gonna be easier.
We still have the other point pay.
Did you have a question, Bernard?
Yeah, so when we were in Gresham, we did a utility billing system. And our third-party payment system for credit card and bank transfers, the credit card had a fee, but we waived it. The city absorbed it, but for the ACH payments, there was no fee. So, but in Cascade Locks, I'm on ACH, it's auto pay. but I get charged $1.95, whatever every month.
It's $1. It's going to $1.50 if we go to Cascade.
Is it still, that's surprising because most systems don't charge a fee for that type of transaction.
The ACH is generally,
It's
No.
great, yeah, there, and I, look, I don't mind it, but I promise you, there are customers out there that annoys them. And then it makes them pay another way, right? And then I promise you, when you pay another way, you're creating friction in the system. Next thing you know, they're late. Next thing you know, they're behind. You know, Sherelle has lived this for her entire time, Gresham, I lived it for 8 years. I've seen what happens when you don't make the easy payments, or the secure payments easy, then you create other problems for yourself down the road. So I'm surprised Gazelle does that. I don't know if that's a negotiable point, but
We'll talk to them again.
Yeah.
Until we get to there.
because other folks don't. I mean, I don't know if you want to add anything, Cheryl.
I don't use Express Bill Pay because I don't want to pay an extra dollar.
I don't either.
I pay through my bank and then my bank mails a check to the city.
That's exactly, well, I pay through the bank.
that's more touchy.
Because I have.
Yeah, that's more work.
You gotta take that check to the bank now.
Well,
It costs money to
this
write
is-
check.
No,
So I use my bank. And because my bank is the same as the city's bank. It's gone the next day.
Yeah.
And I don't have to, they don't have to pay a stamp, it's an electronic transfer, everything's in card. But I'm not gonna sponsor a bank anyway, that's a great question.
Yeah,
well,
we'll have Mary Ann ask them about that.
That very valid, and I'm better
Yeah.
at it every time.
see, I'm not alone. Again, I don't mind it, but it's like, what, that is atypical. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's
Most folks, if you do auto pay through your bank, you don't get charged a fee. That's the norm.
Okay.
sorry, my exuberant excitement here on this topic, but yeah, I imagine that the city of Gresham made the decision to accept credit card payments. And online payments and wait and absorb that fee because they saw there was a net positive for the city.
Yes.
You know, that they had, less processing, less
Less
labor,
turn off,
less errors.
less late,
turn off,
less
yeah,
everything.
it's just- And we do the same thing in my company, that's why we take credit card payments because, it just streamlines our entire payment process, our EP is much simpler because we don't
Right.
have, so I was just going to say, maybe we need to look at do a little bit of an analysis and what would it, is it possible that Casell would waive it? And if not, what would it cost us to do that?
For us to absorb it.
Absorb it.
They would waive it, but somebody would still pay the 3%. It's either the customer or us.
We're not talking the credit card, we're talking the $1.50 ACH fee.
Okay, now that's, we're gonna have to ask.
Yeah, I think it's worthwhile conversation.
And we had that in Gresham, and again, we decided to let's eat it, so we can decrease the barrier for secure payment. That's what you're trying to do.
When we made the decision to accept only credit cards in our company, we just raised prices 3%. No one,
And they didn't know that.
just kind of, we did it that way.
We won't do that.
Next.
Customer watching.
We're in the middle of the coast, so just.
Sure.
Well,
We can talk.
yeah, but that would, we're gonna have to figure out how much we're paying and or would we paid and. Go forward, but, again, that's not where we're at right now.
Did you have a question?
No, that's
Okay,
what I'd like to say, so which is how much it,
I'll have to research it.
how much it would cost the city if we decided to absorb it.
I don't think we have that many people that pay ACH. But
Probably because of the $1.50.
But you-
Yeah.
We could.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And Mayor, just one thing on Casell, I was here when we did the research to adopt a new system. We were very thorough, we took several proposals. Tyler Technologies one, Casell, I think it was the third one. We did an extremely vigorous and thorough analysis. They came and demonstrated their product and showed us all their features, and we sharp shoot the heck out of them, and we landed on Casell. So now, has their quality of product degraded in the last, 15 years or 10 years? I can't talk to that, but I know that when we adopted them, they were an exceptional solution for the city. And they specialize in smaller and medium-sized cities. You don't need an advanced system for like big cities.
Right.
So it made a lot of sense for us. I just say that, again, whether it's great, I can't speak to that, but I know the process was very thorough. I'd like to think they're still in good standing, but I'll let staff determine that.
And I think Mary Ann will do us well by that. We just I'll let her know and then she can research it when she's talking to them about it and all that.
Thank you. Speaking of Cassell, we've been using Cassell software in our payroll system since last June. The one-year contract ends this June. We now have trained employees who could replace this Cassell module, saving the city $650 per payroll for $16,900 annually. We are going to do that.
Nice. Can I ask a question about that? So what does that mean, as far as what was Cassell doing and what are they gonna be taking on, or like payroll taxes? Are we paying those manually now?
Yes, we will be doing that.
I think we had a fine, didn't we, for missed, payroll taxes that weren't paid on time?
That may be,
We did.
but we are now, we have competent staff that can keep track of everything. In both interim and permanent employees.
But we had a missed, I'm just trying to wrap my head around, we were paying $650 a pay, per payroll with Cassell.
Kathy's gonna have to help here, but basically that $650 was to,
It's just to run the payroll
Run the payroll,
process.
yeah.
that's it.
You still have staff getting all the numbers together, getting on the
We're
phone,
reviewing-
everything.
reviewing
They're doing
everything.
everything.
But it would add, I guess how are payroll taxes calculated, you know, right now with Cassell, it's all automatic, right? And now when we're doing it in-house, how will that happen?
Well, before we still. There's a process in the system to get that, but someone wasn't
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah. Did you have something, Sherelle?
We
I was
got,
trying to think of that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
we
That's
got,
a good win.
That's would be a good thing to happen.
it's only $16,900.
I guess what bothers me is we were paying $16,900 and we still missed payroll tax.
Yeah. I think that was previous to us going to Casell.
That's,
I see.
That's why you went so last year.
Yeah, and that's not a part of the. What they're doing is. Every payroll process, about half of that process.
And so we can do that.
Yeah.
EDA hardening project, I talked to the EDA contact, May 5th, he came, we walked the property. We talked about a scope of work change for the project, that's because we can't get the transformer here in time. And he was very amenable to entertaining a scope of work that would change the 1.2 million, basically, from installing a transformer for redundancy to building a building to house our equipment for about the same price, which would give us resiliency, which was the original purpose of the grant. We're still putting all that together before we make that ask. But he was very encouraged about it, said it made sense.
Tiffany.
So did we ask about the undergrounding, about the tunnels?
We did, we've gotten undergrounding projects. All of them downriver at about 5 million. Around through the rock at the tunnels, it's about 600,000 just for the boring. And what I'm hoping is that the building will come in substantially less than that, perhaps, then we can come back with another scope of work to do the boring. But that's only 600,000 for the boring, the putting the line in and everything else would be our responsibility.
Okay, agreed. Then I was wondering if then maybe we could consider, I kind of never understood the undergrounding to Wyatt, but I mean, I do understand it, but to me, it doesn't make sense for so few paid customers out there, but I can understand it would be a good thing to not have trees catching on fire and all of that sort of stuff. So would that be a lesser expensive project? Because I have, from what
I don't remember what the cost is right now, but we do have an estimate to do that, and maybe we can fit that in. I don't know what the building's.
yeah, so I'd like to have both of those on the plate, just think if one of them falls in really good into place,
Yeah.
then I'm thinking we should do that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If there's that, or maybe there's enough to buy a truck, and get a newer truck, I don't know, let's find out what the building's gonna cost for. And if they will approve it. And then if they will approve it, will OBDD, Oregon Business Development Department approve it. So we're still steps away.
Yeah.
But we're making progress on it. The Oregon Office of Emergency Management, Oregon Parks and Recreation Department together have secured some funding to remove the Ruffle Creek slide. I don't know how much or when, and who the partners will be. There's a meeting next week, where will give us an update on that. Renewable energy credits at your desk is a letter. We were informed late Friday that we are required to retire or sell our renewable energy credits, which we have been accumulating since 2011. There's a formula that goes through, and that formula is in the letter, where we have to retire or resell or sell 1,960 renewable credits. We have 4,927. I don't know what the price is, or what we could get for it, or what the process is. Retirement, you simply tell BPA, retire these, and it's done. Selling, we have to create our own account within the Western Regional Energy Grid, whatever Regis is. Build an account, figure out how we're gonna sell it, pull that thing out of the BPA, because we're working with BPA right now. Turn around and sell it for whatever we can get for it, and that process is much more intricate. But I gotta have the notice to you done by June 1st. Since we're not meeting again, here's the notice. It may change if I can get some substantial funding through it by selling it. We'll keep you up to date. Thank you, Gordon. And finally, I'm on vacation next week, and grandchildren are graduating from high school.
On the renewable energy credit, will that be something that we'll need to make a decision on, or is that something we need to give you direction on, or?
That's what I have to know. I mean, for example, long years ago, the energy credits were worth like $1.50, $2. It's, okay, so we're gonna get $2,000.
Yeah.
If now they may be worth $100. If that's the case, then it's $19,000, then I'm gonna come back to you and say, here's an opportunity for us to increase our budget, and maybe we sell all 4,927. But right now, this is what we're required to do.
Maybe we can do that on our own, or do we have to hire somebody to do that?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
The retirement, we work strictly with BPA. To sell it, then we may have to go on the market and find somebody that can do that stuff.
Did you have a question, Bernard?
Yeah, so when you do that analysis and bring that back to us, can you include a little conversation about meeting our renewable portfolio standard requirements at 5%, kind of? I was here when we adopted the contract, I'm gonna make sure we're meeting this 5% target. Small city, it didn't seem that scary. Maybe we're already meeting it, but if you could just have a paragraph or two about what the status of that is for us as a utility.
Well, we're meeting it now 100% because the BPA has our credits, and they use that credits for whatever they can do to provide benefits. We get the benefits back through our rebate program. But these are credits that we have to account for, retire, right? And it takes it up through 2018, with August of 2018 to 1960. But if we can sell it and get a little more money, then the BPA gives us credits and rebates. You have to use it for energy conservation. And so that's, again, whose energy, or me? Mine, or, the next guy. But again, I'll try and keep you informed of what we're doing and why we're doing it. Thank you.
All right. Moving on to action items, approve McCad contract for the fire station microgrid installation.
It's, all the information is on the report. And Gerard asked me a question today, and I can't tell you, because
He wasn't here for a lot of
I,
the solar panels, we already have them. And fire chief is gone, so this is the installation of the solar panels.
Okay, so we've already bought the solar panels?
We got a grant for them, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, we need a motion, so we have.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I move to approve the contract for McKay for,
It's on the bottom of that.
I move to approve the intergovernmental agreement between the Mid-Columbia Economic Development District and the city of Cascade Locks for the management of Cascade Locks Fire Station microgrid installation project.
So,
All right.
thank you. This is about the management of the paperwork of the grant, not the management of the project.
Understand.
And we're required by our financial policies, any grant over $100,000, we work with McKenna to do it. So this is what McKenna charges to contract to control the grant, not control, manage the grant. Work the grant, do the paperwork.
And this is for the installation of the solar panels.
Solar panels, batteries and all that.
And the battery and all that, which we already got. Cause he may.
The next one's gonna be about the hardware, though, right? The next portion, the next. Are we voting on both A and B or just A?
No, just this is the contract for the,
Yeah,
There's no thing on the thing again.
yeah, he gives us all the information. Bernard,
Okay, I don't think this is controversial, but for what it's worth, we used McKed for the CDBG grant, we, the fire station, they were brilliant. I've heard since then, they've continued their quality service. I'm very much in support of this,
any other comments, questions? All right, so I have a motion on the floor to approve the McKenna contract for the fire station microgrid installation. The motion was made by Price, seconded by Pruitt. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. All right, so the approval of the McKenna contract for the fire station microgrid installation has passed unanimously. The motion was by Price, seconded by Pruitt. And now we're moving on to approve McKenna's contract amendment for the EDA hardening project.
because this project has, been delayed, dragged on, they have spent the original amount of the contract. And amended, and this, amendment number one, this is the, lead time of materials for the balance of this contract. Again, as I echo what Bernard said, they do excellent work. It's just, they didn't expect all of this delay. It's been 5 years and we owe the money.
I move to approve amendment number 2 to the intergovernmental agreement between McKed and City of Cascade Locks for administrative management of the EDA hardening project.
Seconded.
All right, so I got a motion on the floor by Price, second by Pruitt, for the approve the McKenna contract amendment for the EDA hardening project. Tiffany,
Okay. Oh, so this upgrades what we just, this updates what we just voted?
No, this is
Yeah.
for the, this
This
is
is
for the
upstation,
training,
right?
station, the hardening, the resilience.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, okay, all right. Do we need?
I'm sorry, you got too many grant knowledge.
Any other questions, discussion on this? All right, so we got a motion on the floor by Price, second by Pruitt, to approve the McKenna contract amendment for the EDA hardening project. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. All right, so to approve the McKenna contract amendment for the EDA hardening project, the motion was by Price, second by Pruitt. All in favor, that was unanimous. That passed. Next is to approve tourism support contract.
We advertised this position throughout the gorge. We have one applicant. Was the incumbent. She does a great job and we have a very active tourism committee right now that. I mean, they're flowing on what they're doing in the visitor center. And getting ready for celebrations this year and great ideas. I would encourage you to approve this contract with Andy Bethlehem. Well, if you approve this, I take it to the city attorney, he writes up the contract and we sign it with Ms. Van Donald.
So I'll make a motion to approve the appointment of Annie Van Domelin of Annie Van Design as the contract service administrator for the support of the tourism committee at $30 per hour.
Second.
All right, so I got a motion by Pruitt, second by Seeger. To approve the tourism support contract. Any discussion, questions? Bernard?
Yeah, so. I have no issue with this vendor providing those services. I did think it was a little peculiar that they sent the increase of $1 each year on the anniversary of the contract. I mean, I don't know how that calculates to a CPI, but it feels arbitrary. I trust there's gonna be a contract negotiation, and I don't know, to me, that's something that,
This is what the tourism committee approved. They want to, cause the price hasn't been increased, except for Janice.
Right.
For many years, and Annie does great work and they want to keep her. So,
okay, but yeah, my preference is like a CPI or an annual assessment of the industry, then you make an increase based on that. Not that $1 a year just seems, yeah, pretty arbitrary. I don't know what percent of that is, I didn't do the math, but that, I've never seen a contract have an escalation in the right reason like that.
Again, we haven't seen the contract, but this is what the tourism committee approved, so. And it's their money.
And the city attorney will be reviewing, writing the contract and stuff, so if he has issues with them, sure, we'll be hearing about it. Sherelle?
And so the tourism committee, this is their money, you say, but you're managing that person, right? They're a
No.
contractor.
They're a contractor, yes, for the city, but I don't.
So ultimately, you're responsible for this, right? Is that right?
The city administrator works with the contractor when she has issues and questions, and she works with all of the staff. And we got her the computer, we got her, print capabilities with the.
Is the budget the only cap for the contract? It says $30 an hour here, but is it up to a certain amount of time or something?
It's 20 hours a week. 20 hours a week for 52 weeks if they don't want to take a vacation. If they don't want to take a vacation, they don't need to pay for it. It's $30 an hour for 20 hours a week.
Okay.
Which is the cap, and the current budget has $39,000 in for the line item for 6 months. This is
Yeah.
short of that.
Bernard, did you have a question?
Yeah. It's a comment, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the council's money, I mean, county / taxpayer, just to be very clear.
Right,
Tourism committee makes recommendations, we are the board, the authority that approves their discussions and their proposals. And yeah, I mean, I would like to see a CPI, I don't like this, it feels, I don't know what it feels like, but it feels atypical. And I'm not opposed to CPI, I agree, they should get an increase. But $1 a year is just like a bizarre solution that is.
$1 an hour figure, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and bizarre how, I mean, you think it should be more? You
so
think
that's
it should be less?
$20 more a year.
let's say something dramatic and all the cost of living goes down, like in COVID, and so we've had these instances where there's like no inflation. Why are we giving a raise when there's no inflation, right? Now, if there is inflation, then their salary gets reflected by an actual calculated way of basing that. $1 is not a calculation of anything. So this is, no one does an escalation clause in that manner. It's connected actually data that talks about the cost of living and doing business. This is not, yeah, that's why I think we should. Not that it exists, but how we're doing it.
Well, why don't we, have Gordon run it past, well, it's gonna go past Ruben anyway. And it's almost like it should be a review or something like, but
And I.
But at $1
Based on review.
the other thing too, at $1 an hour, at 20 hours a week. What if it takes off and goes crazy? They're not getting paid more. I mean, it's just, it stays at dollar too, and we are saving a ton of money from what we were doing. Cause
Yeah,
our visitor center and our tourism support was way more money than this is. But I agree, we can have them run it past Ruben and then pull that part out if we don't like it, cause I don't think it's a deal breaker, I don't know. Courtney first.
I mean, like you mentioned, just as the, things can go up, things can go down, right?
right.
So on the gamble that inflation goes down and we end up increasing our dollar, it's just equally as likely as inflation goes up and we're saving money by only increasing it $1 an hour. And if both parties are happy with that, I don't particularly take issue if everybody walks away happy.
Okay, well, just doing the math. It's 3.3% the first year. And then it's gonna be $1 over 31, so it's gonna be shrinking, right? And that's shrinking. Each year it's getting smaller and smaller, cause the bottom number is growing. So. You're right, I mean, from a negotiating perspective, it's kind of a good deal for this. Anyway, it's just not.
You just don't
it's
like
our
it.
way of doing that.
Yeah.
So.
If you're doing an excellent job for us,
Yeah, alright.
go ahead, Gordon.
I just think if she does the excellent job or continues to do the excellent job and the tourism committee continues to do their excellent work as volunteers. And our tourism dollars increase.
Yeah, that's what I just hope, yeah,
Don't disagree with that. So
that is
if
gonna happen.
she's smart, she would go ask for a renegotiated contract and get more money, but.
But we'll do it this way.
Fine now, fair enough.
You good? Alright. Alright, so I have a motion on the floor, if everybody's done to approve the tourism support contract, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Alright, so the approval of the tourism support contract, the motion was made by Pruitt, second by Seer, and it passed unanimously, everybody voting yes. Thank you, guys. Now we're on to mayor and city council comments, how about you, Bernard?
Okay, a few things. One, I was out on Herman Creek Road and saw that horribly graffitied and dilapidated building. This is the one, as you're going over to Wyatt, was torn down. And I was like cheering to the gods. I don't know who did it. Do we know who needed to get credit for it?
No idea.
I didn't know who owned it. I thought it was It was the phone company?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah, that's right, it was.
Yeah, it's no longer, and that was such an eyesore, it was really a mess. So, bravo to Cascade Locks and our community, our mountain bikers saw it all the time, obviously, so I just wanna say, I'm grateful for that, I like to see unsavory buildings torn down, we've got more in the area, so let's keep that momentum going. Let's see. I just wanna make a quick comment on the proposal for the 26 acres that Commissioner Dodd was discussing. I generally like this, not like mountain biking, but because if they added a trail through this thing and then we decide to do something differently, it's not like it's a permanent change to the geography. So, and I would say that if they do that, and we decide to do something different, they need to have their plan B on how the biker would continue their path if it didn't include our property. And to that point, what is it zoned? Do you know what's that property zone, the 26 acres?
It is rural residential,
Rural residential.
yes.
Wow,
But
okay.
also the The Forest Service trail will continue on Forest Service property. This is just a branch off and down.
Oh, I see.
So it's not in place of.
Okay.
Forest Service.
Then I even like it more, yeah.
It's a
A diversion to have some fun and then get back on that trail. Okay. All right, well, I hope we can, I'd love to hear more, but this seemed like a great idea for that property while we figure out what we're gonna do with it. I've had some ideas, I know Councilmember Campbell has, we've been talking about this for a while. But, as a temporary use, I'd love to see that go forward. And then the last one I had just for the council is, I'm very keen on doing these listening sessions for the food tax. Do we have any game plan right now? And what's the latest there?
Sherelle, can you give an update?
I was going to during my council.
Okay,
I was hoping to start next week, next Thursday, but now that we have the timeline, we've got a little bit more time. Maybe we'll push out a bit later so we can make sure we're,
fair,
and advertising, you know, get
oh,
people,
market,
you know, we
yeah,
wanna make it, we want people to
sure.
be able to ask questions and so.
And then like, who's kind of leading it? Is it a fire chief or a councilman? What? Tell me.
I would like John
The
to jump, and
structure.
then Brenda,
Mhm.
myself, and you know, the idea of a listening session is to be less formal, to be more casual. People don't have to sign up to speak. It's not recorded. It's not, you know, there's not minutes taken or anything like that. It's supposed to be a little bit more casual. Sit and visit about it. Tell your leaders what your concerns.
Right,
So I really, my idea would be to keep it to 2 to 3 counselors at most, so we don't have to notice it will take minutes and people can be more just candid and comfortable.
okay,
And we might even, maybe there would be opportunity for a couple of different sessions.
yeah, I was gonna say, how
sometimes-
many do we wanna do? Do we-
At least two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to do one during the day and one at night, when people are off work. And I'd like.
And maybe one on the weekend?
We can,
Okay, all right, yeah, last thing I'll say is, this will be our last meeting for election for the primary, so I hope everyone's gonna vote. I'm not gonna tell you how to vote. But, it is an important election for some folks, and I like to see democracy work, so. If you got your ballot, please take a look at it and fill it out.
Right.
You can mail them in, or we have a drop box here at City Hall, that's what I usually
Is
do,
that for?
out front, very easy, very secure.
All right,
Thanks for supporting democracy.
thank you. All right, Courtney.
I don't have a whole lot this evening. I am always happy to see residents come in and share their perspective. Thank you so much for coming in. Wish we saw more faces here. Come to city council meetings. We are going on council. Until then, please don't share food and beverage tax.
Right,
Thank you.
all right, Tiffany.
I have a few things. I read online a lot of things and there was one about a restaurant here in town and a complaint down below it that said that we don't have any public restrooms. We all know we do, but we don't have a sign. We don't have a sign anywhere that says public restroom. Is there, and can we do something about that or not?
We'll have to check, it's ODOT.
Where?
Or for a public restroom sign?
Anywhere on Wanapole saying that we have public
Because
restrooms.
people don't know.
I think some of the businesses have signs.
Every business has bathrooms
I
that.
get that, but when people are driving through, they might not go into a business and they might not know, and you just drive by and it's an indiscriminate building, I mean, unless you really stop and look.
I think it shows up on your Google Maps, it's a public
Some of us are
restroom.
old and don't use that sort of,
Sorry.
and some of Google Maps can send you in the wrong direction too, so.
That's true, right up past your house.
That's no, thank you. No, Bernard's right block over, he's closer. We haven't had, I know that we discovered a water leak.
Right, we have not determined what to do,
Oh, so we haven't done anything about it yet?
no,
Okay,
because we don't know the size of the project, this is the one under the freeway,
yes,
yeah, it's. All we know is ballpark $300,000 to repair it under the freeway, go down to, Ruckle over here and then back up $300,000.
so, okay,
The engineers are still determining what's the best way to solve.
So on the last, Legal Oregon Cities thing, there was something about a little blurb about EPA's giving out grants to help with water systems, maybe that could be.
You have to have your audits done to get a grant.
Well.
And we're working on that.
I know.
And I hate to tell you that, but that is what you hear. You gotta have the audits done.
Okay. Yeah, and whenever I'd like to know if that's what the issue is, cause I mean, last year Sheldon told us, or was it the year before, I can't remember, those last 2 years kind of blurred together during budget, but we have 50% water loss. Is that?
That's what they're guesstimating it at.
Yes, but again. We're not losing any billing.
Understood, but we're still processing that water.
We're still processing the waters, but, okay, we use, and I'm gonna go figures from 3 years ago. We use about, half a cubic foot per second of water. We have water rights of 4 cubic feet per second. So yes, we are losing water, but we're not losing any billing, because when the people still. We're still billing everybody for the water that they use. What we aren't billing for is the water that nature is taking through the crack in it.
Agreed, but we have a responsibility to, I'm sure Bernard will agree with me, to use our resources wisely, and I mean,
There's no question of that, but the water is still gonna go underground. I mean, it's either it comes out, because you can't generate water and you can't waste, we can waste water, but it's either going from the well to the aquifer, or it's going through the pipe to the aquifer.
understood, but it also puts a little bit more wear and tear on it.
And I think,
But make it.
and you can probably reach out to Sheldon, because my understanding is that they were able to do some kind of temporary thing there to at least slow it down. It didn't stop it,
Right.
but they've got it slowed down quite a bit.
I thought they isolated that.
Yeah, that isolation.
They're not using.
Yeah, so,
Cause I think what you said before is circulation loop and they were isolated it, cause that might was, why do we need to fix it?
Yeah,
And he said, well, we need that circulation loop.
yeah, it just
Yeah.
provides better service if we have it, but
So-
again, until the engineers tell us this is the way to fix it, we're stuck.
So I guess I'd be curious to know if that fix how much that reduced our water loss, I think I would.
Is it Mark that I was chatting with from the?
It could be, I don't know who you talk to.
But is that we have a Mark that works in public works?
yeah, we do.
Okay, so it was Mark,
Yeah,
and he talked about pump run time.
yes, the pump run time is dramatically reduced, but I can't give you a percentage because I don't know the percentage, but because we're not pumping the water. Or we're. Before you were pumping water to get up there and it was going through the line and leaking. Now we don't do that, we're still pumping the water up. So. We're pumping it one way or the other. It's just, efficiency is what we're trying to get to. And it's gonna cost us $300,000 somehow. To get back to efficient flow of water around the system.
And we're gonna have to fix it,
Yeah.
but
Understood, but I'd like to see if
Yeah.
how much that reduces our water loss, I know it's not a big huge issue, I get that, I'm just keeping it on the radar.
I think it's
Out of the parking lot, keeping it on the radar.
But
Yeah,
I guess there is a little bit increased cost for the pump, but it's not much.
Okay. I wanted to say thank you for the courthouse and Overlook Park, they look nice, but are we gonna put plants in?
We have the plants ordered, we have.
Okay, then it's not just gonna be weak, purchase, okay, and thank you for whacking the weeds along Moody and Tahoma on the roadside. Hopefully the rest of them will get taken care of by whoever is responsible for that. And then also on the I wanted to ask this about the solar panels on the fire station. I asked it in an email, but will we be able to put the excess energy back into the grid from the solar system?
Yeah, that's based on the metering system that you put in. And like Dark, you've got. net meter.
net meter.
Yeah, and that's what, we would do that with fire.
Okay, and then I too was gonna say, everybody please vote next week. It'll be an interesting hearing.
But thank you, Tiffany. How about Tom?
So I'm not gonna take too much, I haven't said anything tonight.
No, you can find it.
And frankly, I like that, so I've been on a lot of councils over the years, and I've been on councils where I had to do a lot, I felt that I had to do a lot of talking to back up the people the citizens of the town in my town at the time. But I really appreciate this council where people come prepared, you know, they ask good questions, they're on top of things, and it's council wide, so. Yeah, it's nice to not have to, you know, I'll say things when I have to, but yeah, I don't have to do that. Everybody's right on top of things, and I appreciate that.
We put that in minutes.
Thank you, Tom. We appreciate you.
Oh, I'm not gonna try. Yeah, good luck.
About Sherelle.
I was just gonna speak again about the council listening session and that's underway and just so people are aware that it's coming up and we genuinely do wanna hear what the community has to say and ask questions and have the opportunity to, get good information, accurate information. Yeah. Well, coming soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for coming tonight to talk.
My pleasure.
It's been a point of discussion on council. Our mayor, when she was a counselor, was one of the things that she would bring up every single meeting was speeding on Forest Lane. So, your sentiments are echoed, I think, by several people on council. And you'll probably talk a little bit more about that, but, and on the Yahats, that was really good information as
Yes.
far as the support from the community and how much money that's bringing in and how it didn't really negatively impact tourism, because that's what we've heard is the fear-based kind of, message that's going out there since, tourists are gonna go elsewhere. I think that's not likely. But it's good to hear that that's backed up with somebody else's prior experience. Did Yahats have any, outside, do you know if any outside organizations were running a campaign against their,
I heard talk to me about that.
I don't know, but I would
Is there a
imagine.
smaller community? I didn't know if who is it, was that,
The restaurant.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cause I know that they really put a lot of money into, kind of fighting it when Hood River tried to run it. I just didn't know if we were a small enough city that maybe they wouldn't put much effort into fighting it.
Guess we'll find out.
But I really think that the more that we can share that message though about, Yahats and their experience with it, with our residents and community, I think we really have to get obviously we gotta get our community behind it. I think it makes sense. I think it says a lot to people when we took it from 7% down to 5%. And I think that a lot of what we got from talking to the business owners during the open houses that we ran before the town halls. I think we've shown that we've actually heard what they had to say. I think the concern about the audits, for example, so I'm hopeful that we have not just the support of the community, but we also have the support of the business owners as well. And that's all I got.
thank you, Pete. Thank you guys, council, for coming. It's a beautiful day and it's hard to do these things on a volunteer basis. Sometimes I feel like people think like we get paid for this and we don't. So, and sometimes it can be a very thankless job. And I appreciate you, Molly, coming out and speaking about Forest Lane, because I too live on Forest Lane and many people live on Forest Lane. And it is an issue and, I'll be talking with city administrator more about this and seeing what we can do. As far as the community, we have 2 openings on tourism committee and 2 on budget and 1 on planning. And then this, at the first Wednesday of every month, I meet with the port and the city meet together. And since Gordon has been here, we meet together with the port, which is nice. And I did remind, the port about PCT days, although it's coming up in August. August will be here before we know that we would still like our, portable bathrooms on Wanapah as well, because that was a big concern and then more security or whatever, during that time. And then yard debris is back open on the second Saturday of the month from 8 to 12, for everybody that wants to come and citizens that wanna bring the yard debris. That started this past Saturday. And it was kind of short notice that we were opening it back up, but we had 11 truckloads. And then the broadband thing, that did come up and they did reverse it, and Pete sent you an email in regards to that. And then that's really all I have. I just wanna let council know and staff, because I know staff listen in here, how much more enjoyable it is being mayor. Telling you. I feel like I'm on vacation, actually, because the communication with everybody, the staff, I come up here and, I mean, we're just communicating and I don't feel awkward, I'm not treated any different, anything, and everything's transparent and upfront. You know, I can talk to each person and it's not like I'm trying to duck and hide, you know? So I really enjoy this, and I just wanna say thank you, and that it's gotten a lot easier, and I appreciate all of you guys. And with that, I'd like to ask Kathy, because I always do, since you're the interim as well. Do you have anything you would like to share?
I have nothing there, okay.
All right, thank you, guys.
And can I say kudos to whoever's stepping up to save the city $17,000 and to do the
Payroll.
payroll, yeah.
Yes.
Because
Elena's gonna be doing our payroll.
superstar, I mean, she's really stepping up and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and she'll be sitting in on budget, right? Which I seen her ears, I don't know if anybody else noticed, but she was sitting there at budget, even though there wasn't much going on because it's training, but her ears were wide open, and she was eager to learn the process, and I just see like she's so eager to learn, and I think she's like this little diamond that we are grateful to have her. But that's with all the staff though, because all the staff is working good, and the only complaint I got from Carrie is that there's not enough donut shops. So,
Yeah,
and I said,
are you done?
yeah, I'm done.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor for a motion to adjourn?
Aye.
All right, we're adjourned.
And Mary Ann.
Yeah.
Mary Ann.
Second Saturday.
Mary Ann's still, have you guys seen that? Mary Ann's still like.
Second Saturday, 8 to 12.
12 or like